This is the 1984 CJ7, where it has fiberglass fenders. The tub has been fiberglass. That was a project that was some of the 4 other videos or 5 other videos in terms of me showing what I did when I was doing it. So the fiberglassing was all done, got it all painted up. Thanks to COVID, at least then I'm not sitting at home, and gave me something to do and kept me pretty busy. So there was a question in terms of how I mounted the fiberglass body. And one of the things with fiberglass bodies is they don't seem to use the existing factory mounts completely. So within the wheel well, there is a mount usually right at the very back. I don't have, it wasn't used. I have a bolt going through, but I never did actually mount it using that. There's on the inside there's a couple of places where you bolt through the body. Those ones were used, so that's using the existing cross member. On this side, on the underside, I ended up, let's see if I can get into position here. So I ended up making myself a bracket. So I used the existing factory mount here, but I made myself a long steel bracket. Essentially it's a piece of angle iron, but it was aluminum. I welded it up, and I have a front face and a back plate. And I'm using hockey pucks as my motor mounts, or my body mounts. So this is the new hole I had to use, but I actually incorporated the existing bracket and just extended it using this long piece of aluminum. It's 1/4 inch aluminum, it's nice and heavy. So I did that. That's how I kind of did those 2 mounts, and then the front mount is the factory mount as well. So that all worked out well. The front grille, no problem. I did find the aluminum tub was taller. It's almost like it had its own lift on it already. And so in the front, I ended up kind of throwing, there's 2 hockey pucks here that I used for my mounts. So I have 2 hockey pucks here, and all around the rest of the Jeep, I have a single hockey puck. But overall, I'm very pleased with how the project went. I like the color. I'm going to throw some decals or some other stuff on it to kind of darken it up. The color, if you're curious, is a color from Eastwood.com. It's called Gasser Green. And I thought it'd be pretty sharp on a Jeep. It's a metallic color. So I'm still, the project's still in progress. It's still in progress. And if you wanted to see, there's how the tailgate turned out. The tailgate looks like a factory tailgate. For some reason, the color of the tailgate's a darker green than the rest of the Jeep, but I also painted the tailgate probably 2 or 3 years ago. So it doesn't surprise me that it turned out a little different. I can't remember if I used a gray primer on it or whether I used a black primer on it. I'm thinking I used a really dark primer, and that's why it turned out to be a darker color. But yeah, overall it's turned out really well. And that is how I mounted it.